Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatahaw, Brakatahaw Shai, Brakatahaw, Brakatahaw Shai, Brakatahaw, Brakatahaw Shai, Thawada, Abba, Kadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teaches the truth, the 100% truth, the true word of our Lord. I was watching a video last night. This brother, it's on Facebook. I'm not able to pull it up on here. But he was going into, the things that's unfolding here in Babylon the Great, and mainly with the Pam Bondi, supposed to be the, she's head of the, supposed to be I guess like a court head of the, what is the word I'm looking for, like an AG or whatever. And they had her on trial with the in front of Congress, and she was given, they was questioning her, and she was giving testimony. And every time they questioned her, grilled her, she would always come back with some type of attack against whoever was questioning her. She wouldn't answer the question directly. And this is a common tactic amongst these devils, man. That's what they do. You can always tell when they're lying anytime they open their mouth. And so it's clear and obvious to the people what's going on. They don't even hide it anymore. She was straight up sidetracking anything that was thrown at her. And when she was sidetracked, she would throw it back to the economy. First thing, the economy. Or she would, I forgot the word she was saying, the Dow. And his brother tied this all together. He made a very good analysis saying that they telling you right now, we don't give a fuck about your kids, your children, you peons. What it basically boils down to is our money. The economy's doing good, so fuck your life, your soul, your kids, and all that. As long as the economy's doing good, why are you focusing on that when you should be focusing on your money? And he tied that back into how the stock market, first began on Wall Street. Its commodities and business goes back to where the small hatters first started. They invested into to the slavery and to capturing of our people. And I forget the name of the company, very famous company, but it was so big at the time they just called it the company. And that's how they first created this place here in Babylon the Great, man. America was founded off the bodies and souls of men and our people, you so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans. That's how they made their money. You were a commodity that they traded and made money off of. So now, here we are, 2025, and you see they still doing these things behind closed doors, because they have their white slave market, it's still going on behind closed doors. And now Esau is seeing that his people are having it done to him, and now they kind of see, they kind of see what the hell we were going through. And what's so funny, I was watching beloved elder apostle Malakama out of GMS Chicago, and he was saying these Amalekites are calling out these white men, calling them Esau. They separating themselves. They showing that we don't give a fuck about you. And so even amongst themselves, they have this detest towards each other. So how much more so you Israelites, you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So at the end of the day, and that's how Esau is, man. It's all about the money. They don't give a fuck about anything else goes on. Esau would holds on to his assets, to his money. It's all about making money. They don't give a fuck about what they do. And shlack you for the language, but this is very when you read the documents, you go into stuff, or you listen to the documents, things is going on, because they're not going to give you the document straight out. They redact so much. But you know what these devils doing behind the scenes. Imagine what they been doing to us all along, outright in the open. And nobody even batted an eye. If this is what they're doing to little young white babies and kids and all that. Imagine what they do to us in those underground bunkers and things that's been going on. You know, you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. So it's just kind of just peeling back the layers, man, and showing this devil for who he is, man. At the end of the day, all he cares about is money and power and control. And that's what's going to take us into Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, because what it is, it's all about money, power, and control, making slaves of men. And that's why that microchip is very important that you know that prophecy, man. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, it's not going to be your cell phone. It's not going to be Christianity. It's not going to be loving white women. That's not the MOTB. The MOTB is something that's going to be implanted, which we're vastly heading into either in your hand or your forehead, man. And you already see the beginning stages of it, man. They're already tying everything into a one lockdown system, man, into a digital prison that you're going to be a part of. You know, that you're not going to be able to exist outside of that system unless you have the power of our Lord, the faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. So let me go to Revelation chapter 18. We're going to read on down through here because a lot of this ties into this lesson, man, about how these devils are and what's going to happen. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So that's this place, man. That's what's going to happen in Babylon the Great. It's going to be utterly destroyed. Not the whole world is going to be destroyed, but certain parts of the world are going to be destroyed, and that's going to be AKA America, Babylon the Great, man. And all of a sudden, and all the nations have drunk, Shalakio, verse 3, and all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth had committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So all these other, I think they got a crown prince, that was caught, sending text messages about the torture video, and he had to step down. Prince Andrew over there in the UK. Yeah, there's so many more, man. The list just goes beyond, all over the place. And the Lord brought all these things out, man, to be revealed, man. All these things done in the dark is being revealed. And kind of find out maybe this dude, Jeffrey Epstein's probably not even dead. They doctored up the videos, and all type of things are coming out where they already wrote a death decree for him one day prior to him dying, or supposedly unaliving himself. So, you have to realize who you're dealing with, man. You're dealing with the shown up devil, man. For all the nations have drunk the wine of her and wrath of her fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. The merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. And that's through the trading, stocks, and all these other things, selling of slaves, man. And they still, which they do to this day up underground, through the, what they call the white slave market. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. And part of her plagues is going to be that judgment. And we don't want no parts of her judgment, man. That's why we have to separate ourselves. How do we separate ourselves? By calling on the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, the true name of our Lord. Accepting this true doctrine, man, of the Lord, man. Obeying these laws, statutes, commandments. Not following after their wicked holidays, and following after our holy days, because we have the Sabbath that's about to come up real soon. And that's how you separate yourself. You don't have to do it physically, but it's a spiritual separation, so we can be redeemed up out of the judgment that's going to come on this place. For her sins have reached up unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Because we already see there's no justice that's going to be handed out, these devils not going to hold themselves accountable. It's like, the fox is guarding the hen house, man. This dude's supposed to been put up in prison, supposed to be on high security watch, and he has the ability to unalive himself. And all of a sudden, the camera has a glitch. The guards, they fall asleep for several hours. Now, this is a high-profile criminal, man. One of the most high-profile criminals there is, at that time. But yet, they allow him to hang. That doesn't happen in prison, man, because when you're that high-profile, they're gonna have somebody that's gonna be watching over you, especially with all the things that's tied into this case. They're gonna have to do what they call, I think, 15 to 30-minute checks on him. So how in the hell all that time elapsed, the camera has a glitch, and this guy end up unalive? So it's already some fuckery that's involved in that, man, some foul play. That's how Esau get down. He's not gonna hold himself accountable. He walks this earth with impunity, and he puts it right in your face. So he don't give a damn what the people feel, however they feel about it. He's just gonna do whatever he's gonna do, but judgment is gonna be handed out, thus saith the Lord. For his sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Remember her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to the works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. So all the hell that she put on you Israelites, man, you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, she's going to get a double dose of that, man. She's got a cup to drink, man, and she's going to drink all of it. That's going to be part of her judgment. Verse 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's that proud spirit that they have, man. They're going to continue with their reign of terror forever, and nobody's going to be able to match them. And that's why Yahweh Shah is going to break them clouds, man, and come bring this devil into subjection. Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. And that's going to be that judgment day, man. This place is it's already kindled for the fire, man. All it needs is the right spark to set everything off, man. The ICBM missiles going to be launched on Babylon the Great, man. And not to mention with those chariots coming in within 1 hour. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So it's that proud whore that was talking about who is going to challenge me. I'm going to sit forever. And Lord saying, well, within 1 hour, I'm going to take all your power from out of you. I'm going to put you in captivity because you have judgment to serve, man. And all these rich elites, like say, this is what we see in these lower level elites. Imagine what those super elites, those ruling families that we don't know about. Think of all the bullshit and things that they do behind the scene that you don't even know their name. They're never going to come out to the headlines, because they control all the media. But all that's going to be bought out by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. We serve a higher power, man. Verse 12, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and fine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble. So all these things are commodities that's traded through Esau, Edom, and maybe mainly here in Babylon the Great, man. Verse 13, and cinnamon, and odors, and ornament, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. So all these things are traded here in Babylon the Great, man. And the Lord's going to bring judgment on this place. Verse 16, and saying, Alas, alas, the great city that was clothed with fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour a great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors and all as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto the great city? It's going to be destroyed. And Lord will, we're going to be up in those chariots, man. We're going to be able to look down and see the fire and the burning and the gnashing of teeth of these devils, man. Verse 20, rejoice over her, O heaven, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. And that's what we look forward to, and that's what we cry out to, man, for revenge on this wicked place, man. That's why we cry out, Babal, 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 Kwam Yasharala. The Lord come and destroy the wickedness out of the earth. So with that being said, man, Lord will, let's edify, just have to hold on. We almost home. Shalom.